Hey everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel, and thanks so much for joining me for another process video today. I'm sorry that my voice sounds the way it does. I was reading a very long book to my daughter at bedtime, and if I read or talk for too long, this is what happens. Every time I finish leading a Girl Scouts meeting, I sound like this because I've been talking so much and also yelling to be heard over the girls. So it's really fun. I'm sure that down the road my voice is really going to suffer from all of this, but it is what it is. And so this is what you get for today's process video. This one is a very easy one. It's a pocket page, and I'm doing a pocket page because number one, sometimes I like to do pocket pages when I have photos and I just need to get them in something, okay? And so that's what these photos are. These are photos from my November trip to Montauk. And they are a series of photos from the morning, which was at Montauk State Park, and then kind of like midday, which was at Camp Hero State Park. And they're just pretty pictures of the view of the ocean, basically. And they're kind of hard to cut down because, you know, I want to see so much of the scenery in them. So I decided to use a pocket page that was all horizontal 4x6 pockets. And that's just a really easy way. You know, you got photos you want to get, you just got to get done, do a pocket page. Also, if you have a lot of photos that you got to get done, do a pocket page. And so that's what I'm doing here. And I hope that this is, if not inspiring to you, at least it encourages you to break out some pocket pages and just be like, hey, I can do this. And there's really no right or wrong way to do a pocket page. I mean, you could do it kind of like this. You could have as many photos as you want. You could have as many like decorative placement things as you want. This is just me doing it and trying to get some stuff done. Now, the bad thing about pocket pages is filming them and photographing them because there's that glare. So apologies in advance for that. So basically, excuse me, I'm creating sort of a journaling spot up at that top. And those are, if I can find the thing, here it is. So the things that I'm using, and you don't have to use this if you don't want to, but it also made it really easy. I had this pack of 4x6 pattern papers they're from Hero Arts, Clearly Kelly designer papers, and they were from my Paper Issues warehouse box. So I don't know if Hero Arts still does these 4x6 papers, but I know other manufacturers will have 4x6 paper pads. You know, you could probably just go to Michael's and get a little pack of 4x6 papers. And that just made it really easy because they were already the right size. I didn't have to go through my paper stash and find stuff and cut it down. So I could just get right to working right away. So I used, I actually had enough. I had a bunch of the blue pattern, and then I'm going to add in a couple of that teal pattern as well. So they're double-sided. One side has a pattern and the other side is solid. So on this front section, you're going to see the blue patterns, and that's going to be quote unquote the background. On the other side of this, you're going to see the solids, and I'm going to bring in more patterns through photo matting or the decorative bits to go on top of that solid paper. So right on the front here, there are 4 photos and then 2 decorative bits. So the journaling spot is up top, and I'm just using a bunch of random stuff from my stash. Some of it is simple stories. Some of it is Pink Fresh, I think. The enamel dots are just all over the place. And then the title is going to be right below it. And I cut a piece of that teal paper down just a smidge so that it's going to end up, the blue pattern paper is going to be like a border for that. And I am titling this 2 parks in one day because that's what we did on that Saturday. As I said before, we did Montauk State Park in the morning, and we did Camp Hero. Wait, I wrote it down. Yeah, Camp Hero State Park in the afternoon. And I have some other photos from Camp Hero that I'm going to scrapbook on a different layout because we'll stay tuned for that process video because it's a really interesting story about some, I guess, American history that takes place here in Montauk. But in the morning, the beaches of Montauk State Park were very rocky. And there was originally a trail that was going to take us from the Montauk State Park lighthouse all the way to Camp Hero. And unfortunately, we didn't realize this, but there was some construction going on. So that trail from the lighthouse to Camp Hero was actually, part of it was closed, so we couldn't access it from where we were. So we ended up walking toward a different trail and just kind of walked along the beach and looked at some rocks. And there were lots of people out fishing and surfing. And it was a really nice morning. And then I did go up into the lighthouse. I've done a separate layout for that already. And we had lunch outside from, I got a really great chicken wrap from this place in Montauk called, now I can't think of what it's called, but I did a layout for that as well. It was so good. Joni's. And it was delicious. And they have vegan and gluten-free options, which is really great. So if you're ever in Montauk, hit up Joni's. And I think that was probably my favorite place that we ate while we were there. Anyway, like I said, so after lunch, then we went over to Camp Hero and did a shorter trail that led us from this very interesting spot that you'll find out about in another process video to another ocean view, right? So it was really fun. I would love to go back. Let me know if you've ever been to Montauk in the comments, or how far east have you ever been in the United States, or how far west? Let me know both ways. I've been to California and Oregon and Washington State. I've been to Hawaii, so I guess that's the farthest west. Yeah. And the farthest point east in the United States is definitely Montauk, because Montauk is at the very tip of Long Island. Although I think probably Maine juts out over Long Island, right? Probably. Yes, I've been to Maine. I don't know. I'll have to look at a map. Anywho, so now I'm on the backside, and I've got that 4x6 that was vertical. So obviously it's not really going to work in a horizontal pocket. So I'm going to cut it down. The only one of the photos that I cut down to 3x4, and I mat it with that little teal paper. I guess it's a little bit smaller than 3x4 because it fits inside this 4x6 thing. But I mat it with the teal paper, and I'm going to add a couple embellishments and make that be its own little special pocket. And then there are, I think, 2 other 4x6 photos going in on the back. This is a great way to use some washi tape. I kind of just like the way it looks like the washi tape is what's sticking the photo down, kind of like in old school photo albums, right? They had those like photo corners or other things, or maybe they were just using regular tape. Back then, I don't think there were things like acid free, right? It was kind of like whatever you had to stick stuff down. There weren't many options, I guess we should say. I'm thinking of my grandfather's scrapbooks and how he would it was just a photo. Maybe there was like a photo mat, but there was always like photo corners or just something, anything, glue, whatever, just stick it down on the page, write a little thing, nothing fancy, just for photos. That's what I'm thinking of. It's so interesting how the art of scrapbooking has really become an art form as opposed to just a memory keeping form. All right, so I'm adding a couple enamel dots there. I think some of those enamel dots were from the Pink Fresh Christmas collection. I just left them out on my desk after doing my December daily, and I've just been using them because the colors were great for this, with the blue, the dark blue, and kind of that lighter blue. So now I'm looking at what I can do with some of those other solid pieces. And obviously I need to embellish them and zhuzh them up a little bit because I don't want them to just be blank. So each one is going to get its own little thing. So I had to pull a couple more embellishments for this, and I'm using some pieces from Pretty Little Studio and Simple Stories and some more washi tape, finishing off that little bit of washi tape that I still had. And I'm not sure what I'm doing now because the voiceover recorder thing is over half of this video, so I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm trying to get a chipboard thing off. Man, it is so hard to peel the backings off of that Studio Tech Trick chipboard. It's kind of annoying. Another little piece from, I think that might be Pink Fresh right there. Yeah, so I'm just, making another 4x6 thing. I would love to know in the comments if you guys do pocket pages and how often you do them. I don't do them that often. Obviously, you've seen other process videos where I've done my monthly my monthly pocket pages, and that's probably more pocket pages than I ever used to do, to be quite honest. But occasionally, like in the case of these lots of photos and lots of photos that just need to get put in the album, I will break out a pocket page. And I have a whole lot of different varieties from my monthly pocket pages. And so it gives me a lot of good options. The one pocket page design that I wish that I had, that I was just looking through an old album, it's one that has two, I'm trying to think of the placement. So down the center, there are 4 horizontal 3x4 pockets. And then I guess that would mean that the outside would be 2 4x6s on the side, but they would have to be vertical. They would have to be vertical, right? How does that work? Yeah, because then it'd be 4, 4, and 4, and 4 times 3 is 12, right? Okay, so I don't know where I originally got that design, but I used to have it, and I really like it. I didn't see it in the scrapbook.com options of these pocket pages, so maybe somebody else makes them, and I just need to do a little bit more digging. Maybe they're like a We Are Memory Keepers style. I wonder if they still make them. I don't know, but I really like that style, and I wish that I had some of those, but I do not, and that's okay. I will work with all the different varieties that I do have. And obviously, if you saw my December daily process videos last month for Christmas in July, you know that I do smaller designs with pocket pages for that, and that's really a lot of fun. And again, a really easy way to just get stuff in, get stuff done. You don't have to worry about creating like layouts. I mean, obviously I'm creating like mini layouts here with these 4x6 pieces, trying to figure out the best placement for the embellishments and stuff. But overall, I feel like it's a lot easier to work on a smaller scale for something like this than it is to try to create a design for a larger layout. And especially when you have lots of different photos that you're trying to work with, it can be a little bit daunting. And if you're not really feeling creative energy at that moment, it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. So a pocket page is also a really great alternative for those moments when you're just not feeling super creative, but you want a scrapbook. So yeah, that's about it. Here are the close-ups. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you don't mind any glare on some of these photos. And I hope that you join me next week for more scrapbook process videos. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, click subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.